Grip socks are great, but why pay up to $40 for a single pair when you can pay a lot less? Stop wasting money and get yours for just $14.99 a pair at puregripsocks.com.
So let's say you have a budget of about $150 to buy a new pair of football boots. You know you want something from the speed category, and you know you want something from the latest generation, which means that most people are going to end up picking between these two options, the $130 Adidas X Speed Flow 0.2 or the $140 Nike Mercurial Vapor 14 Pro. Which one should you pick? The answer is neither, because you should buy these instead. Ladies and gentlemen, the Puma Ultra 2.3, the first takedown model in the new Puma Ultra lineup, bearing a retail price of $130, that quite honestly has all the qualities you would expect, not just from a mid-level takedown model, but a top-end speed boot. This isn't just a pair of football boots that destroys its similarly priced competition. It's a football boot that legitimately competes against top-end alternatives, including Puma's own Ultra 1.3. Depending on what you're looking for, you might actually have a better experience from the first takedown model, which is something that I do not often get to say on this channel. Nonetheless, there is a lot to like about the Ultra 2.3, and I want to point out all of those things for you in today's video as we go over all the details, including how they fit and feel on feet. So if you're interested in learning more, please stick around, watch the entire review, and if you are by chance interested in a pair for yourself, you can get them for even less than the normal retail price by checking out the first link down below. That's going to take you to the review page on my website, where you'll find some exclusive SR4U coupon codes to be able to pick these up below their normal $130 retail price. As always, if you guys do end up enjoying the video and are enjoying the coverage of more takedown models on the channel, please don't forget to support this one with a like, and let me know which takedown models you'd like to see reviewed next down below in the comment section. Also guys, a lot of you guys who watch the content, I've noticed, aren't actually subscribed to the channel. So if you're one of those people and you enjoy the content but aren't subscribed, it would mean the world to me if you could hit that subscribe button along with the little bell notification so you get notified when the next new video goes live. As for the boots themselves, you're gonna find three main differences between the 2.3 and the top end 1.3. The first being the upper, the second being the overall shape, and the third being the insole. Everything else is pretty much the same. So starting with the upper, just like the previous generation Puma Ultra, they're still utilizing the same names, although the materials are quite a bit different. The top-end Ultra 1.3 has a Matrix Evo upper, the 2.3 has a Matrix Pro upper, which you can see still has a textile base where it's more dense through the forefoot and toe box area and then kind of thins out through the midfoot, getting dense again as you get to the heel. But you'll notice that this one is not translucent, and when you look inside the boot, the liner is entirely solid. It's made from a really soft material, and it has a little bit of padding to it, whether that's through a very thin layer of foam or some kind of a padded mesh, I'm not entirely sure, but the end result is an upper that's still super thin, but has that little bit of softness that you don't get from the Ultra 1.3, which really is the ultimate barefoot football boot currently available. No extra padding whatsoever. These are still super thin. They still offer what I would consider to be a barefoot touch on the ball, but if I were comparing it to another football boot out there, this upper is actually very, very similar, if not even a little bit more flexible, which is a good thing compared to the outgoing Ultra 1.1 and 1.2, which of course was formerly the top end model. So effectively what Puma have given you here is last generation's top end upper on the first takedown model for an even lower price, which is a fantastic thing to see. And then finished on the surface, which we didn't get on the previous generation as far as I can remember, is Grip Control Pro, which now covers the entire upper, where you have this top layer of polyurethane that has a little bit of kind of a grippy coating to it that does feel stickier on the ball than the average smooth upper football boot, very similar to the top end model, and just provides that little bit of additional grip. Needless to say, the upper on the Ultra 2.3 does not feel like that of a takedown model. Just like the top end Ultra, you're going to find that this does maintain a one-piece upper construction with an elasticated knit material that is admittedly more generic than what you're going to find on the 1.3, but ultimately feels the same on your feet. Central lacing system with a dual lace hole setup that runs nice and deep, allowing for really good adjustability and honestly good lockdown when the laces are tied tight, which is super important, especially for a pair of speed boots. And then moving to the rear, you're gonna find it maintains a standard low-cut design. The heel liner, again, very similar, if not identical to what you're gonna find on the top-end boot with this smooth synthetic suede material. Minimal padding, but they got the shape just right to where the comfort and heel lockdown is spot on. And then the insole, like I mentioned, that is something that is different from the top-end model, where you're gonna find instead of that kind of slightly grippy texture on the lining, this is just a standard mesh liner that's super soft and is made from a single layer of white foam. So certainly nothing special, but actually nicer than what you're going to find on most takedown models. Moving to the base of the boot, the sole plate and stud pattern, and this is pretty unheard of, appears to be identical to what you're going to find on the Ultra 1.3, which also makes this a very lightweight pair of football boots, as you'll see in just a second. So the sole plate is the same speed unit with the external heel counter. And as far as I can tell, based on feel, both in hand as well as on feet, and even just comparing the two side by side, removing the insole, looking at the internal construction, it's the same as the 1.3, which is great. It has nice flexibility to it, and I would say more flexibility than what you're gonna find from the Nike and Adidas alternatives at the top end level. But if we're comparing this to the takedown sole plates on its main competitors in the Vapor 14 Pro and Speedflow 0.2, this blows those out of the water. It's not even close. This is top quality on a mid-level price point football boot. And then of course you get their FG-AG stud pattern, which I don't really think is great for use on artificial grass, but it is very aggressive for use on natural grass with the chevron bladed studs running all the way throughout. If you're looking for plenty of bite when pushing off in any direction, this is as good as just about anything. Which brings us to the weight, where once again, the Ultra 2.3 blows its competition out of the water. In a size 9.5 US, the Ultra 2.3 weighs in at 6.6 ounces, the equivalent of 187 grams, which if we're comparing it to the top end Ultra 1.3, it does weigh a little bit more. The Ultra 1.3 is just ridiculously lightweight, way lighter than anything else by quite a large margin. But if we're comparing the weight of this to its competition in the Vapor 14 Pro and Speedflow 0.2, it's not even close. And furthermore, if we compare this to the weight of the top-end Vapor 14 Elite or either version of the top-end Speedflow, the 0.1 or the Plus, these are lighter than those by a significant margin as well. So if you're looking for a top-end lightweight football boot experience, this is basically the second lightest speed boot you can buy, but costs half as much. So here they are on feet, and while it has nothing to do with performance, I haven't commented on the looks of the Ultra 2.3, which I must say, there's nothing about this boot that looks like a takedown model, which is very refreshing to see. This to me looks as premium as the Ultra 1.3, which is just not something that you see very often. I also have them paired up with some white Pure Grip Socks Pro, which for those that don't know, is my own brand of grip socks. This new Pro variation features an upgraded material that is super soft, super stretchy, and of course still has the grips along the bottom of the foot and the back of the heel. They're available now in a wide variety of colors for just $16.99 a pair. If you're interested in trying some out for yourself, the website to visit is puregripsocks.com, which of course will be linked down below. Now when it comes to fit and feel, like I mentioned earlier in the video, another big difference between the 2.3 and the 1.3 is the overall shape, which is wider and has more volume, and with the upper having that padded liner on the inside, it basically just ends up feeling like the Ultra 1.1 or 1.2, which is the model this generation of Ultra of course replaces. But not a bad thing at all. Even a previous generation top-end model still feels so much better than any takedown model speed boot that I've ever tried, and these just feel like top-end football boots, but only cost $130. Really impressive on Puma's part. And if you really like the Puma Ultra, but don't fit into the 1.3, because it does have a little bit of a tighter overall fit with less volume, that still will work for most foot types. But if you have wider feet, the 2.3 with its extra width and extra volume might actually work out for you. And despite being a little bit wider and having that extra volume, it still has a really nice wrap around your foot, with the laces tied tight, giving you that premium speed boot fit and feel, again, at a much lower price tag than you might be expecting. And then as far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing these in my usual size 9.5 US, and the fit and the length is perfect. So if you're looking to order a pair for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. So in conclusion, the Puma Ultra 2.3 is a takedown model football boot with a takedown model price, but offers top-end fit, feel, and overall performance. For $130, not only is this an incredible value for money, it's legitimately as good, if not better, than a lot of its top-end competition. Depending on what you're looking for, of course. I totally understand the appeal of a brand like Nike or Adidas, but quite honestly, if you were considering the Vapor 14 Pro or the Speedflow 0.2 over the Ultra 2.3 after watching this video, you're just wrong. This is so much better, it's not even close. This is a takedown model that feels like it could have been a top-end model, and if it weren't for the existence of the Ultra 1.3, I would be really happy if this was the 1.3 instead. I don't necessarily think it's better than their top option, and certainly if you want a more raw, truer barefoot experience, that 1.3 is the better value. But if you're looking for a pair of speed boots that have a little bit more of that softer knitted upper, kind of like the previous generation of Puma Ultra, you might actually prefer this over the top end model, and you're gonna save an extra 70 bucks. For the money, quite simply, there is not a better pair of speed boots. Anyways, guys, that's it for my review. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to support it with a like. Again, if you're interested in a pair of these for yourself, first link down below, go ahead and check it out. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section, and I'll do my best to get an answer out to you. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, make sure you hit that subscribe button along with the little bell notification so you get notified when the next new video goes live. You can find all my social media information linked down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.